It's been almost 3 months, and 20 episodes later, we are here. It's the 20th episode of Rookies Roundup. It is December 7th, and for some reason I wrote October 7th. The time is 10:03 p.m. We are back here in Home Sweet Home Los Angeles. I am Jake Leiker, and we've got a great show for you guys tonight. I feel like I really need some theme music right now after that great introduction, but we don't have it, so we just talk about sports because that's what you guys are here for, and not listen to somewhat catchy theme music. Of course, for some reason I always start off the show by saying some sort of, rest in peace to someone, and I was going to try and stop doing that, but after the passing of Nelson Mandela earlier this week, a man like that just cannot go unnoticed. So, rest in peace to Nelson Mandela. He died at 95. An unbelievable man who changed this world forever. Just some of the things he did were absolutely incredible. So, rest in peace to him. Also, of course, we had some other sad news in sports, but of course, nothing comparing to, of course, Nelson Mandela. Oh, tonight we're going to have college football, of course, pro football, NBA, college basketball, the World Cup draw, and a brand new segment that I love and have been stuck in my head for a week. I've been driving my friends crazy with it, but we finally got here. And for a couple of hours, we spent prepping every single bowl game to see what would the results be. We're not going through all of them because it's already 10 o'clock at night, and that's just on the West Coast. But we do have a lot of stuff for you guys tonight. It's going to be a great show, and thank you for joining us. Also, here with me, because 2 is better than 1, then 3 must be better than 2. Noah Taborda and Carl Moglan are in the house tonight. Guys, how are you doing? I'll start with Carl, because I just don't want anyone talking over each other. That could be a real disaster here.
I am doing almost as good as Trey Mason, who is going to be playing in the national championship for Auburn.
Noah, needless to say, I know how Ohio State did tonight, but I don't know, any pleasant surprises, or is it just as bad as we thought?
It's bad, but, I'm happy considering they lost, even though, we have Ohio State basketball. I have that to look forward to. LaQuinton Ross finally breaking out, but, I'm doing well considering the circumstances.
Yeah, you could be me, stuck with Lakers basketball, Packers football, Dodgers baseball, Bruins football, Sun Bowl, that's kind of exciting, and Bruins basketball, who lost this morning to Missouri. Not a great week, really, for my sports teams, and same goes for my predictions. In everything I do, it seems to me that I just get all the way to the end, and before I get a shot, we get eliminated at the last second in really almost everything. It's like, reality TV shows, how everyone picks a favorite contestant in the beginning. For some reason, my people always finish third place. And it's happened here again. Jordan Lynch looked like he might finally get the Heisman, and it all came crashing down at the hands of the talents, I should say, of the Bowling Green Falcons. And then, just when I think, okay, Ohio State will take care of things, no, Sparty comes through and shatters my hopes of being a possible guru. But we do learn lessons, and what was the lesson I learned today? Something I forgot and regret forever. Defense wins championships. And with that, we're going to jump right into college football. No, I know this is kind of last second because you were watching the Ohio State game, although I can't say I blame you. Carl and I did just prep some bowl picks. We're going to do that very quickly, and then we'll bring you back into the loop. But for now, you can watch for your amusement like everyone else and throw in some commentary if you prefer. Carl, give me your 3 favorite obscure matchups that you got with your bowl projections.
My 3 favorite obscure matchups. See, doing this, there is one matchup that I know, maybe me and Jake's favorite. If you listen to my show, we talk about something called the Capital One
Mascot Challenge. Oh, yes.
Quite often, and we...
Carl, you there? I'm breaking up a little bit.
College football here. Go like it on Facebook. It's a great show. You can find... You will hear this. We like Jordan Lynch a lot, as Jake previously mentioned. Well, our 2 favorite small division college things are combining as Northern Illinois is likely to face off against Western Kentucky in the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. That is definitely definitely up there in my favorite matchups.
All right.
Jake, give me one of yours.
Bell Helicopter Armed Forces Bowl, Boise State versus Navy. I have no idea why, but this seems like a really intriguing matchup to me. Both of these actually, the Western Kentucky Northern Illinois projection was a Western Kentucky would get in as a what's the word? How am I blanking out on this? Carl, help me out here. It's late.
Western Kentucky would get in
At large team. Sorry. All right. But yeah, Boise State Navy, that should be a great game in the Armed Forces Bowl. And one more of yours.
The second of my three favorite matchups. There's this matchup that looks very, very good, and it's not a BCS matchup. It is actually the matchup in the Cotton Bowl. But I have Oklahoma State facing off against Missouri. And I really, really like that matchup, and I think it's a very good matchup of a non-BCS bowl.
I have number 8 Missouri, number 12 Oklahoma. We also predicted what we thought the rankings would be. I just don't see them taking Oklahoma State over Oklahoma after Oklahoma won today. I think that the best game you're going to see before 2014 is going to be the Valero Alamo Bowl. Oklahoma State against Arizona State. I think that's going to be a really good game.
See, in this, me and Jake had Oklahoma and Oklahoma State flipped. I think Oklahoma State's going to pick first. It's a sketch thing. All right, then you move on. In the BCS Bowls, there's one that really jumps out to me. Back as an Oregon fan, we very much wanted to play Alabama in a national championship game this year. Lucky for us, there is a strong possibility that Oregon could face off against Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. It's a very exciting moment for a Ducks fan when you realize that could finally happen and we can silence all this debate about this.
Well, here we go. And no, you can jump in on this too, because this really does not require much work at all. BCS picks. We all know in the Rose Bowl it's going to be Stanford against Michigan. Fiesta Bowl, it's pretty obvious. Baylor against UCF. I don't think the Orange Bowl or the Sugar Bowl will pass up Oregon and Clemson to take UCF. Then, of course, national championship game will be Florida State Auburn. Then you have the Sugar Bowl and the Orange Bowl. Now, I had Alabama and Oregon in the Sugar Bowl and Ohio State and Clemson in the Orange Bowl.
And I also had that as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's accurate.
So if Alabama played Oregon, who would win?
I would probably go. No, that's really hard, but I would go with Bama right now. I do think Oregon would definitely put up a fight, but Alabama is a really, really good team. And they lost to a team that's in the national championship in a heartbreaking game. And I don't think they're going to come out and just let a team beat them. I think they're going to come out with a lot of anger, a lot of revenge almost on their mind. I think they can win this game.
Carl, what about you? Please. Carl.
This game. And I want to tell you, there's one thing that Oregon's biggest issue against Stanford and pretty much versus Arizona, they had one big issue. Marcus Mariota's knee was not healthy.
Oh, come on.
It's a true thing. He could not run in those games. He had run for a rushing touchdown and for, I believe it was 16 straight games before that, and then he didn't rush for one. If Marcus Mariota is healthy versus Stanford, they win that game. Yeah, but the thing is,
Yes, but I heard a yeah.
Here's the thing with Alabama. I also remember a game a couple years ago, the first LSU matchup. They lost because they couldn't get. Alabama and Oregon have a similar issue with their kicking. So I would like to bring up a quick. Actually, never mind. You can keep this one there. I think here's the thing. If this matchup happens, we'll definitely have a very large debate about this. But let's keep these right now to a standstill before this matchup, just in case this matchup doesn't really happen, which is still possible.
Fine, but hopefully it comes through. But of course, it was a busy day in college football. As we mentioned, Michigan State defeated Ohio State. No, I'll start with you on this one. Why?
Well, of course, as you said, defense wins championships, and their defense was phenomenal. And what really struck me as very impressive is they went up 17-0. They let Ohio State come back, score 24 straight unanswered, and they were unfazed. They came right back out, and they led a game-winning drive, and then they stopped them twice on fourth down. And no matter how angry I am, I've gained a lot of respect for them.
Oh, guys,
That's
listen.
the sign there, and they just were great.
Alright, yeah, sorry. The connection here seems to be a little spotty. This is what happens when you've got late-night football games. You don't want to miss them. You end up starting at 10. You have to go downstairs, try not to wake up your family. And the internet connection's not so great. But we will get through it, you know. This show's so great, I promise you that even if you heard half of it, it would still be pretty good. But, I mean, it's true. It was interesting to watch Ohio State try and battle back. Michigan State would not relent, though. If you look back at football games, you'll find that whoever did better on third down, who got the big stops, that's what... Like, there were multiple fourth downs that Ohio State could not convert on. Carl, what were your thoughts from this one?
I was actually going to continue. There's kind of three statistics. Okay. There's multiple statistics that jump out at me. One of them is Ohio State's penalty yards. They had multiple pass interference penalties. I believe there was 3 of them. They only had 5 penalties, but that was 62 yards. So that's big penalties that are occurring. My second big stat is kind of I called Michigan State, and I did call this right. The reason I said they win was their rush defense. They allowed 273 yards rushing. So apparently I was good at picking. I just wasn't good at picking why. And my last thing is the third down efficiency. As you said, Ohio State was 1 for 10 on third down. And you just can't win a football game like that. Third down is the most important down in football. Just setting it straight. If you can't move the ball, if you can't move the chains, you're just not going to get anywhere. So that's just straight off there. That's their biggest issue. They could not convert a third down.
Yeah, you can't go 1 for 10 on third downs. I mean, you're not going to score, most likely, unless you have the ball. I'll step aside for a little bit, but a vast majority of the time, you need to have the football if you'd like to score.
Hey, wait. Michigan State did it last week. Did you see? You know how they normally dominate possession? Last week against Minnesota, they only had the ball 20 minutes, and they still won.
It's really
hard to do it when you don't have the football a lot.
Mm-hmm, but
you can also say that Oregon kind of broke that model, though. If you looked at their past couple of years, it was something Chip Kelly used to say was that's like one of the least important stats, actually.
Third downs. Well,
it depends on the team. If
well, how many national championships did Chip Kelly win?
That's true.
All right.
I'm just saying, it's a stat that's looked at. I think it shows more important than it is.
Oh, well, I mean, clearly it didn't exactly work for Chip Kelly to come in and win a national championship game. Nonetheless, by the way, I do have to.
4 years. He didn't coach for however.
Let's do it. Okay.